NBA fines Atlanta Hawks $100,000 for Trae Young's absence in NBA Cup game against Celtics. The NBA has fined the Atlanta Hawks $100,000 for violating its player participation policy after determining that star point guard Trae Young was unnecessarily held out of a game against the Boston Celtics on November 12, part of the NBA Cup tournament. Despite being shorthanded, the Hawks managed to win the game, but the league's scrutiny over Young's absence has sparked conversations about the policy's enforcement and implications. In recent years, the NBA has implemented strict policies to curb load management, ensuring that star players participate in as many games as possible to maintain competitiveness and enhance the fan experience. The NBA Cup, introduced last year, aims to incentivize teams and players to prioritize early season games by adding a tournament-style competition within the regular season. With these policies in place, the absence of a marquee player like Trae Young in a high-stakes NBA Cup game drew heightened attention. Following an investigation which included a review by an independent physician, the NBA concluded that Young was healthy enough to play in the game and fined the Hawks for violating the league's participation standards. The NBA released a statement explaining its decision. Following an investigation including review by an independent physician, the NBA determined that the Hawks held Young out of a game that he could have played in under the medical standard in the policy. The organization's conduct violated the policy, which is intended to promote participation in the NBA's regular season. Before the game against Boston, the Hawks announced that Young would be sidelined with right Achilles tendonitis, one of 6 players on the injury report. Young returned to action just 3 days later, logging significant minutes in a game against the Washington Wizards. Since then, Young has not missed another game this season. He has appeared in 17 of Atlanta's 18 games, averaging 36 minutes per game, a workload consistent with his career averages. Over the past 6 games, he has continued to play at a high level, further raising questions about the legitimacy of his reported injury. The $100,000 fine signals the NBA's commitment to enforcing its player participation policy, especially during NBA Cup games, which are meant to elevate the intensity of early season matchups. It also sends a message to teams that they cannot strategically rest players without sufficient medical justification, even in a long and grueling season. For the Hawks, this incident places additional scrutiny on how the organization manages its stars. While the team successfully navigated the Celtics game without Young, the fine could serve as a reminder of the league's increasing oversight on player availability. As of now, there are no indications that Young is dealing with lingering health issues. His consistent play and heavy minutes since returning suggest that the Achilles tendonitis cited in November was either minor or not severe enough to warrant sitting out. The NBA's crackdown on load management and its approach to promoting participation continues to generate mixed reactions. Advocates argue that the policies preserve the integrity of the league and ensure fans get to see their favorite players on the court. Critics, however, highlight the challenges of balancing player health with league priorities, particularly over an 82-game season. The Hawks are currently competing to secure a strong position in the NBA Cup standings, and Young remains integral to their success. The league's enforcement of its policies in high-profile cases like this sets a precedent for the rest of the season, with teams likely to exercise greater caution in handling player absences. This fine also underscores the NBA's broader commitment to making the NBA Cup a central focus of the season, reinforcing the importance of every game as the league seeks to create a more engaging experience for players and fans alike.